Hey YouTube, this is Sensation. I'm pouring in for another review. Today we're going to be reviewing two motors that are not mine. They're owned by a buddy of mine who lives on the east coast of the United States. Well, on the east coast, but on the east side. Anyway, these are owned by Michael Stillwagner, which he's put out a review of particularly these two motors on his channel. But they're here because I am trying to get the digital dynamic exhaust put on both of these, and it's a lot harder than it seems. It's about 8 different CVs that I have to then work through and play around with tuning it and all this, that, and the other. And anyway, these are the new motors from Athearn Genesis. These are new GEVOs, Fantasy Scheme GEVOs from Athearn Genesis. These are the Chessie system, loaded up for B&O. They also had them for C&O. They had 2 of them for C&O. But he went ahead and got 2 B&Os. So, because some of his family worked for the B&O side of the Chessie system. So that's kind of cool. So right off the bat, I want to say the paint job from Athearn is really well done. They run really smooth. They have really good detail, and they're not quite the 2.0 line, which is a bit unfortunate, really, because I would have loved to see illuminated number boards up here, because that would have been cool to see, especially on a motor such as Chessie. Unfortunately, Athearn didn't do that. But if you want to do that yourself, you got to take a drill to these fine motors and drill out the number boards. And yeah, I'm not about to do that either. So the one thing I definitely want to talk about is they also have the correct style truck per CSX. So they don't have the the standard truck like a UP motor does. They have the steerable truck like CSX, and they also painted them blue. CSX, I believe, has them painted all black. So it's nice to see some different colors on these engines. Another thing I'd like to kind of point out primarily is these had a standard horn, kind of like this one over here. Standard horn, but Chessie loved the all forward facing type horn. So I think it's a K5 LA all forward. So really kind of a nice add-on detail that he added after. So that's a bit of difference than what you're going to have on your factory motors. But these aren't bad. They have the standard Tsunami 2 sound. Bright LEDs. They run well. They run smooth together. They could be a little louder for my personal taste, but he likes them just the way they are. So I'm gonna leave them the way they are for volume wise. As always, the bell is really loud on Tsunami stuff, and the horn is usually pretty kind of quiet, on the quiet side. It seems on some of them. On like Tsunami ones, it was flip flop. The bell was really quiet and the horn's really loud. And the prime mover was kind of on the low side. These are kind of on the low side as well for prime mover sound. The horn is kind of on the lower side, but the bell is louder for some reason. But anyway, they're not bad. They obviously start up as soon as you turn the power on. Yeah, they're not bad motors, I mean, by any means. They've got all the detail that anything should, so the blue is definitely right. I like the added orange touches to these motors. It's not they're really not that bad. And the yellow is correct for them as well. I think he said Chessie and older UP use the same yellow in their paint scheme. Why? I don't know. Maybe it was the cheapest thing they could find. I don't know. But anyway, they use the same paint, according to him. So, kind of a little bit of history there. The cab, I really do like in the inside of the cab here. There's a little camera inside the cab. Forward and rear facing camera inside the cab. Unfortunately, you really can't see much detail in there because, well, it's a non-removable cab, so you can't really see much of anything. And the way Athearn did these at least for the Fantasy Scheme Gevos, they had a BN, they had a Burlington, they also had a Burlington Route one, I think, or CB&Q. They had the chassis system for B&O and C&O. 2 of each. What else did they have? Milwaukee Road. And they also had SP in Black Widow. Not a fan of the Black Widow on a Gevo. It doesn't look right. The bloody nose would have looked so much better, but at least in my opinion, the bloody nose looks better on wide cab stuff. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into the sound of these, and yeah. Go ahead and plug my system in. So the numbers we have here are 8321 and 8300. So I added the Whoop Compressor sound file not the sound file, but the Whoop Compressor CV to both of these because, well, when I think of GE, I think of Whoop Compressor. So I like the Whoop Compressor. It actually is, it's a nice sound. Here's the bell. And there's always the headlight. And ditch lights. And here's the horn. So function 1 is your bell, function 2 is your long horn, and function 3 is the short horn that would, not call for the ditch lights to flash. So, a little bit of difference there. Let me go to the ES44ACs here. ES44ACs got the same thing, got your headlight, got your ditch lights, got the same horn. And the same bell. And as you can see, I can talk to the camera and have the motors at the same time, and I don't feel like I have to scream at the top of my lungs. So I guess you could say that this is a more realistic sound, but me personally, I like it loud. I like my neighbors to hear it. So anyway. But yeah, so unfortunately, I just wish these number boards lit up because the 2.0 Athearn Genesis line is really what blew me away, and I wish they had truck lights and step lights and and other ground effect lights and lights on the side here for the walkway lights, and I wish they had all that a scale trains or Intermountain would have, but unfortunately they don't. They just have headlight and ditch lights, and it's like, really, Athearn? This is the best y'all got? I'm not doubting Athearn and their infinite wisdom to produce a locomotive, but the fact that we have all of this out here now, we have walkway lights, we have number boards. We've had number boards for a number of years now, and they still can't add them to their diesels? Besides the 60Es? Really? I don't understand why adding number boards to Gevos is that hard. I don't get it. But anyway, That's really my only complaint with these. Other than that, they look great, they run great, they sound great, you know, and they pretty much almost sold out immediately because they're Chessie system, and Chessie system stuff sells out incredibly quickly and sells for a stupid amount of money later on. But for a fantasy scheme on a Gevo, not bad. Really not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. I'm not a Chessie guy. I haven't ever been a Chessie guy. You know, you guys know me as a UP guy. Let me put a UP motor next to these. Now, the one thing I will say that I think needs to happen is these radiator grills back here, they really should be black. Or blue. Or a dark blue of some kind that also has almost black. I think that would just look so much better than just yellow. Like this one here. I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I think it would look better. So, and obviously replacing these plastic couplers with, you know, standard KD number 5s or something else, or some other type of metal coupler that would hold on to anything, or Sargents. But Sargents you have to build and yourself, and they don't, and Sargents won't hook on to anything other than a Sargent. So why bother? KD number 5 all the way. Anyway, so I know the run by is what you guys are wanting to see the most, so let's go ahead and do it. This time we're going to be running through the yard because my main line is down right now, so let's, I'll go ahead and get one of these motors flipped around and then we'll run a stack train. Alright, we got the train all hooked up, we're ready to go. So, the one other thing I don't really like about scale trains is, well, not scale trains, I mean Athearn Genesis, wow, that would have been bad. One other thing I don't like about Athearn Genesis motors, or at least when they have Tsunami 2, and I don't know if I can do this or not, is there's really no momentum. So when you go from whatever speed you're at down to 0, they pretty much stop on a dime. And it's not realistic, but you have to know how to, you know, kind of slowly get the throttle to go down so you're not snapping couplers or anything. So I think I can pretty much put that in the decoder to have momentum. I just have to figure out how to do it. So I know there's a CV somewhere. It's just I haven't done it on these yet, and I'm reviewing these as at the moment for, you know, what these are currently. Straight out of the box, they're not bad. But you know, when you put, let's say, the correct style horn on them, the right kind of like DDE for digital dynamic exhaust, so they can have load sensing, momentum. You know, then these motors will be fantastic and they'll run so much better. But they're not bad. And for a fantasy scheme, who knows what Chessie system would have had? Actually, we do, the CSX. So technically we do know, but you could say these are heritage units or heritage fleet or whatever. But anyway, no, these really aren't bad. So really not bad. So well done, Athearn Genesis. I've probably made this mistake in this video a number of times by saying scale trains and they're Athearn Genesis. So I'm sorry. Forgive me. Anyway, what else about them? They don't have roller bearing caps, which I know that's not a deal breaker to anybody. It's just, you know, the roller bearing caps kind of add to the realism, but these aren't real. So, kind of like, who cares if they have the correct details or not? But like I said, they aren't bad. They're definitely worth the price tag. I think $270-ish, $280, somewhere in there. MSRP is like $330, I think, for these, for both, or for one of them. Anyway, but yeah, they're really not bad. The other thing is, so you guys know how like the 4141 and 4014 and all the and 1111 and 1943 came in special boxes. These didn't. These came in the standard Athearn Genesis blue and gold box. Which is kind of disappointing. I really would have liked to see Athearn, you know, put the Chessie system colors on the box, because that would have been cool. You know, that would have been like, you know, you're buying something cool and you're buying something special that no one else has made because it's a Chessie system Gevo, and Chessie system never had Gevo. But no, you get a plain Jane Athearn Genesis blue and gold box. It's like, so it doesn't really make you feel special for buying anything. Kind of a letdown. But again, not a deal breaker. These motors are great, and you know, if you're just going to display them, I'd say buy the DCC ready models because they'll look great on the shelf. If you're going to actually run them, you could buy either one. I'd recommend throwing lock sound in them because that's just me, because I'm a huge lock sound guy and I love lock. I think lock sound is the absolute best. So that's just me. You all have your opinion. I'm just a guy. Anyway. So yeah. Athearn Genesis did a bang-up job on these. And I hope to see more fantasy scheme Gevos like this in the future. I mean, if Athearn Genesis can put out these and a BN and others and a bunch of others, you know, I'd love to see a real Grand Gevo at some point. or an actual Southern Jevo at one point. You know, not like A99. No. Like the black Southern paint scheme, the tuxedo. That's what it's called. I would love to see that as a Jevo. Erie could have a Jevo. Well, the other one they did is also did Santa Fe, which in the war bonnet scheme, which I'm a sucker for, but I didn't buy any. Oh well, Anyway, I know this kind of review is kind of all over the place, and I've got... Anyway, the review's kind of all over the place, so I just wanted to give you guys kind of my thoughts and opinions on these motors, so it's kind of a review, with my opinion, sharing these. These are going to be here for a little while, because Michael told me to break these in for him, to give them a good run and a good shakedown, and to kind of, just let them run constantly, to wear them in and get them broken in, so that he doesn't have to do that. So he just, put them in a box and wait to put his dream back, because I know he's itching to do that. So make sure you guys go subscribe to Michael Stillwagner. Because he does amateur reviews out of his truck or wherever he is, and these are his locomotives. So really, if you want to see the story or continue these locomotives, to watch these locomotives, 8321 and 8300, if you want to continue to watch their progression through whatever he's got planned for him, I recommend you guys to go check out his channel. I am going to tell him though, one thing he needs to do: blacken these grills, because they would look so much better with black grills or blue grills. I mean, I don't know. Really, that's my biggest issue with Athearn Genesis in general, and Intermount really. These grills get really dirty on a lot of locomotives. They're the dirtiest thing on any locomotive you're going to find, besides the bathroom. And they get black really quickly. So honestly, they need to be black. These could be, weathered a little bit to look... Just a light dusting, I think, would do these units really well. I know nothing else about weather or anything, but... Anyway, I think they would do well with just a light dusting and a little bit of black around here up by the exhaust stack, a little bit of dull up here by the horn, some black over here by the grills, black on these, on these over here. There's some road grime along with the truck, some fuel tank. Other than that, these units look great. But so yeah, these are my... So anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts and opinions on the brand new late Athearn Genesis Fantasy Jevos. I didn't know I was gonna review these, and honestly, I didn't even know they were gonna show up. Yeah, so if you guys stuck around this long to listen to me ramble on about things, I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story, kind of a short story. So anyway, Michael Stillwagner and I drive semi-truck for a living, and we were able to meet up at a truck stop in Illinois, and kind of got a bite to eat, and then he said, "Oh, by the way, I have these motors that I want you to get DDE on," which is the digital dynamic exhaust for Tsunami 2, because the YouTube video is really confusing, and it really is. It's like CV2.512. Whatever. Really confusing. I've got to figure that out. Anyway, so we met up, he gave me the units, and then we had dinner, and then we both went our separate ways. I came back to Missouri, he went back to the northeast, or the east, to Virginia, I think, or Virginia, North Carolina, somewhere in there. And, so yeah. So they're here now for a little while to get that DDE and to get a few more other sounds kind of added that are in the code already, but just to kind of add them into the sound files that can be that are programmable as CVs. So I added the loop compressor, and so yeah, now I got to add the DDE, which should be fun. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, this review, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya. I forgot one other thing. One thing I did forget to mention. Chessie cat! Alright, no, seriously, this is Sensation signing off. See you guys later.